Hey howdy hey everybody, Josh from Amiibo here with another episode of The Cap, summing up the latest in Toys to Life news. We've got a big episode this week with lots of stories that give lots to say about them. And as always, if there's more info on a particular topic, you can find a link to that in the description. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. It's almost time for Nintendo's huge new launch, and I for one am really excited. On Friday, March 3rd, Nintendo will be releasing a new set of Amiibo! Oh yeah, and a console too, I think? Oh right, yeah, the Nintendo Switch. I think by now everyone watching this knows what the Switch is, but what Toys to Life offerings are confirmed for launch? First up is the new Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. This game uses quite a few different Zelda series Amiibo for a variety of functions. The one that sounds the most exciting to me is what happens when you use the Wolf Link Amiibo. Tapping this Amiibo will summon Wolf Link into the game, who can assist you in combat by defeating enemies and hunting animals. The 30th Anniversary Amiibo will also be compatible with the game. Each of these will give you a different supply drop of items that you can use. 8-bit Link drops down barrels, which you can have some fun with using the game's physics, or break open for the items inside. Ocarina of Time Link will give meat, Toon Link will give fish, and Zelda will give plants. You can combine these items to make food with various effects. The final batch of Amiibo you can use with Breath of the Wild are, surprise, the Breath of the Wild Amiibo. There will be 5 Amiibo releasing in this set on March 3rd, the same day as the game. Nintendo have been really secretive about what these Amiibo will do, but they've finally given some details on their function. It was through a Japanese site though, so a couple of details might have been lost in translation. The Archer Link Amiibo will give you meat and fish that you can cook, as well as archery related items like bows and arrows. The Rider Link Amiibo will give you horse riding tools like saddles, as well as weapons and mushrooms. The Princess Zelda Amiibo will give you shields that you can protect yourself with, or ride on, and plants that you can combine with other items. The Bokoblin Amiibo will give you meat and items used by the Bokoblin in the game, like clubs. And finally, that huge and awesome Guardian Amiibo will give you what's referred to as ancient material, but they've said we'll need to wait and see what that actually means. I'm guessing those are the big metal crates in the screenshot? They look to me like something you'd be able to lift and move with Link's magnesis ability, so you could potentially have some great fun with the game's physics there. However, GameXplain have shown off the back of the Guardian Amiibo's box, and you can see some ancient techie sort of items there, including that awesome bow that Link used in the initial reveal trailer of the game. So those might be the ancient materials that it's referring to. This is an alright use of the Amiibo, I guess, but considering that these ones cost more than regular Amiibo, it's a rather lackluster implementation of them, and to be honest, I'm not sure if I actually want to use them because I don't want to unlock weapons and equipment that make the game easier. Because the survival elements have been played up as a big part of the game. The Wolf Link feature is a cute bonus that doesn't look to intrude too much, and to get the most of it you have to work for it in Twilight Princess by collecting all the heart pieces and then clearing the Cave of Shadows with all your hearts. So there's a lot more they could have done with these Amiibo. You'll also be able to use your Smash Bros series Amiibo of Zelda characters for some sort of bonus, but they haven't said what that is. All Amiibo can actually be used with the game, but any non-Zelda Amiibo will just give you random junk instead of the more useful items. Each Amiibo can be used once per day, so if you don't take good care of your Wolf Link, then it's bye-bye until tomorrow. Protect your doggo! Zelda's actually not the only Amiibo game available at launch now. It's been confirmed that Shovel Knight will be available from the eShop on March 3rd. Scan the Shovel Knight Amiibo in the game and you'll be able to make use of the Custom Knight feature. This totally changes the game's progression structure so that it's more like an RPG. As you level up, you'll unlock new abilities and items to use, all of which are saved to your Amiibo, so you can use your own customized Shovel Knight whenever you want. This version of Shovel Knight is the Treasure Trove Edition, which comes with all the currently released expansions and a few extra content releases coming later this year. This includes the Spectre of Torment campaign, in which you play as one of the game's antagonists, Spectre Knight. In both the main game and Spectre of Torment, you'll be able to summon a Spirit of Chivalry to help you when you scan the Shovel Knight Amiibo. But to be honest, I don't know what that actually means. That's all the store page said. I only own Shovel Knight on PC, not 3DS or Wii U, so getting the game on the go with Amiibo features is a nice bonus for a launch day Switch. There's one other Toys to Life game on the Switch at launch, presuming that there's no digital only surprises yet to come, and that's Skylanders Imaginated. This is a port of the game that allows you to play without a portal device. You scan your Skylanders onto the NFC touchpoint in your controller, and they'll be available in your digital library, where you can switch between them whenever you want. The only downside of this version compared to the others is that the racing mode has been removed, and so vehicle and trap toys aren't compatible with the game. It's not a deal breaker by any means. I personally don't really care that much at all. It would have been nice to have some local multiplayer karting while waiting for Mario Kart. There's been quite a bit more news in Skylands recently. Imaginators has received a new update that prepares the game for the launch of the Cursed Tiki Temple level pack, adding in space for the new level to the overworld, as well as adding in some new Imaginator parts that you can unlock, and use to customize your characters. However, what's interesting is that it has also revealed the existence of a 5th adventure pack. Some online retailers leaked the existence of this a short while back, but now we have official confirmation that this pack will be unlocked through Robo, and will include the Lost Imaginite Mine level. Both of these upcoming level packs will have some sets of Imaginator parts that you can only unlock through the levels, but the update also added in a bunch that you can unlock without them. We've also gotten the first bit of news on a Skylanders mobile game releasing in 2018. There's not a huge amount to go off, the only source so far is a Korean news website, so I had to use my expert translation skills to find out what it was saying. The game's being developed by Com2 US. I hope that's how you pronounce it. And they're known for games like IMO The World of Magic and Summoner's War, and it sounds like this game will be an RPG with a PvP focus. While there's no confirmation yet, I'd wager on this being a free-to-play game with a gacha-style collection system. If you're playing Fire Emblem Heroes at the moment, that game's character collection system is an example of the gacha style. I'm hoping this mobile game is a part of a bigger plan to revive the Skylanders brand, and isn't a sign of Activision transitioning the brand into outsourced mobile games. I haven't played any of this developer's games, so I can't comment on their quality, but I rarely stick with any mobile games for more than a couple of hours, so this news isn't particularly exciting for me yet. Hopefully we get some more news on this one soon. One mobile game that I have been playing lately is Lightseekers. Not the full game, but the closed beta. But I can't actually talk about it beyond using it as a really clever segue. Shh! This is the mobile RPG being developed by PlayFusion, which aims to have its action figures and other collectibles more involved with the game than other Toys to Life franchises. The game was showed off at New York Toy Fair this past week, where it managed to win a Best in Show award, so it's good that they've managed to draw some mainstream attention to the game, because they'll definitely need that to succeed in the Toys to Life space. While they were there, it was announced that Lightseekers products will be sold exclusively in Toys R Us stores in the US. Pre-orders will open April 11th ahead of their release date, which has been confirmed as July 1st. There hasn't been anything announced for people outside of the US yet, so hopefully there's some news on that front soon. In LEGO Dimensions news, we've gotten our first look at Beetlejuice and Buttercup's minifigures for the game, thanks to the LEGO News and Leaks Facebook page. It's good that we've finally seen these, because Beetlejuice and Powerpuff Girls have been the two most mysterious brands in Year 2. Up until now, we'd seen absolutely nothing from these franchises revealed, and barely any more has even been said about them. We've at least seen a couple of Teen Titans characters in the marketing, even if we don't know what packs they're in, but yeah, these two franchises have been kept real secret for whatever reason. We don't know what packs these two characters will be released in, but they'll be part of Wave 9 that's set to release later this year. Of course, we don't actually have a release date or window set for them yet, but it'll be sometime after May, since the 8th wave of packs will be releasing on May 10th. It's worth noting that Buttercup's hairstyle resembles that of her rebooted design rather than her classic design, so it's basically confirmed that the PPG content will be based on the rebooted cartoon series, which hasn't been overly well received, to put it lightly. Hopefully there'll be enough references to the classic series for those of us who grew up with it. We've also had a tiny official confirmation of one of the abilities the Powerpuff Girls will possess. It's been long speculated that since Supergirl's Lantern Construct ability is required to 100% complete the game, another character would be given the ability for everyone who doesn't have her. She'll be available through the Hyrule Hero feature in May, but given that this is a Toys to Life game, one really shouldn't be reliant on it to see all of the game's content. One of the game's producers, Mark Warburton, has confirmed on Twitter that the Powerpuff Girls will possess the Construct ability, which is a big relief. Now before you go off yelling about how this makes no sense and they've killed your childhood, The girls do actually possess an ability in the rebooted show that's effectively the same thing as lantern constructs. They can channel their energy to create constructs relating to their personalities. For instance, Bubbles can form giant animals that she can sick onto her enemies. I imagine that this will be reflected in the game the same way it was with the lantern powers in the LEGO Batman games. Each colour of lantern summoned something different for a lot of the lantern puzzles. They all achieved the same result, but it was a nice little touch. And now it's time to end the show with something really depressing. Disney Infinity is officially dead as of this Friday. The game was cancelled last year, and slowly Disney have been removing all trace of it from the internet. But on March 3rd, the final nail in the coffin will be dealt as the game's servers will be taken offline. This means that the game will become unplayable on mobile devices and Apple TV, and the Windows Store versions of the game will no longer work on PC. However, the gold editions of each game on Steam will continue to function on PC. Console versions will still work, all your figures and playsets can still be used, you can still make toy boxes, and if you haven't updated your game, then you can still download all the required updates. However, with the servers going down, you won't be able to access any online features. This means no multiplayer, no toy box sharing, and some toy box toys will no longer function, such as the text creator since it contacts the servers to ensure you haven't said any naughty words. If there's any toy boxes you want to continue playing, then make sure you download them to your console so that you can still access them when the servers are kaput. It still really saddens and annoys me that Infinity has been cancelled like this. It was a fantastic, successful game with a large and dedicated fan base, and it still had so much to offer. When people gave it a chance, they realised they'd written it off because of the cost and kiddie appearance, when it was actually an incredibly deep and fulfilling experience. And the worst bit is that it was killed off by the same business suits that caused all the problems cited as the reason for doing so. The developers didn't want to be stuck plugging movies with characters like Yondu that no one wanted. They were forced to by the higher-ups at each company. The developers weren't purposely avoiding crossover content because they didn't want it. The bigwigs in charge were blocking it. The developers wanted to add in classic characters and playsets like the Disney princesses, but they couldn't because they were assigned to plugging what the executives wanted people to like, rather than what people did like. And just as the developers were given more freedom, and the series was becoming exactly what people wanted it to be, the cord got pulled on it. There's nothing like Infinity on the market. Not only was it a series of actually great licensed games, but it was also a creation tool that let you mess around with all your favourite characters and worlds. I could explore the worlds of Star Wars and Pirates of the Caribbean, and then mash them together in a toy box so they get invaded by frost giants. It was a wonderful, wonderful game, and I am sad to see it go. And on top of everything that's happened, the game will be laid to rest on the day of a huge console launch, so it won't be on many people's minds. It's a fate that the game simply does not deserve.
If you can dream it, you can do it.
We'll see you next week.
So that's all for this week. Enjoy Zelda on Friday, but don't get so sucked into it that you forget to check out our next episode. There's going to be a bunch of videos popping up on this channel over the weekend, covering a bunch of Switch games, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. See you next time!